So what he was trying to do is try to make something happen and somehow flip the control, like by doing something amazing, and he just couldn't do it because John was doing stuff that was 2 to 3 times better. It was unreal. Alright, well, let's get to the match at hand.
Alright.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this match will decide who goes to New York. We have gone live on Aerowalk. Spark starts off with Mega Health and no weapons, gets shot off by CZM. The Mega Health is gone. CZM collects himself a lightning gun and rocket launcher. I'm going to go take a look at Spark, see what he's got for weapons. As he comes through the teleporter, though, he's got a shotgun, trying to defend himself. That's an air rocket. Beautiful shot by CZM.
Yeah. I really like what CZM did there. Like, he made him really weak, and of course he could have looked over the edge to get the kill. But right now he's left him weak so that he can position himself after this kill to immediately get red, and you'll see him blitz to Mega as soon as he gets done with this.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Sparks was definitely a little more unaware of CZM's status there than he was. And CZM, a beautiful pair of rockets there, finishing off with a bit of LG shaft. And right now, CZM still very much control, a little bit early on red, but Sparks is really not in a position to really capitalize on that or do any real damage. So Sparks, he's still got to run this thing, but running is a dangerous, dangerous thing on Aerowalk as always. CZM even controlling yellow armor right now because of the pacing of the timing. I mean, he's got plenty of room, plenty of opportunity to do so, and Sparks is trying to make these attacks happen kind of at awkward intervals here, and it's just ending up taking a beating where he needs to be dishing it out.
I think what I want to do for the order of this, since we got a lot of people in this room, honestly, I really want to give Rafa the spotlight here because he is our guest, and so why don't we do this? Rafa, pretty much any time that Jahar and I shut the hell up, chime right in.
Alright, it's no problem. Like right now, Sparks is, like you guys said, he's out of control completely, and he does kind of need to run in a sense. But what he needs to do, I think, is find tricky ways to catch CZM off guard after he picks up items, like deal damage after CZM picks up red, where it's vulnerable to be up there, or at Mega. You know,
right
try to pot shot a little bit. Yeah, because if he collects yellow in the green armor, that's 75. That's almost like a red armor. You know, as long as he doesn't get hit.
Yeah, nice nade from CZM. Yeah, beautiful nade and follow up with the rail. That's 5 frags up. Let's go take a look at Sparks after this frag happens. I think CZM's about to, you know, he's going to wait on Mega and then storm up the stairs here. Sparks really trying to hold his ground, but against that stack, I don't know. That's asking a lot, I think.
And CZM, I mean, he still knows the timing. I mean, he had the potential to take a bit of damage by rushing up those stairs, but he knew red armor was coming back up. YO was going to be available as well in worst case scenario. So CZM, even after that frag, even taking a bit of damage from Sparks, is still going to be very, very well off. Now, Sparks is finally able to do a bit of damage as CZM comes out of the teleporter. Right now, though, CZM still in command of Mega Health, and Sparks, I mean, even for all the damage that he's doing, just like you said there, Rafa, I mean, he's not in position to do the damage where it needs to happen. Not at the Mega, not at the red. It's always happening beforehand, and that is just giving CZM so much room to stack back up right after the frag.
Yeah, and that rush right there was amazing. Like, came in at the perfect angle that Sparks wasn't, you know, anticipating, and managed to do perfect damage with LG. Took over the red, now the yellow again, and the green. So this is just looking worse and worse for Sparks. Sparks really needs to catch CZM off guard, I think, at Mega, do some damage, and hopefully delay him enough that he can pick up red. Because right now I see CZM's control probably lasts another 2 minutes if this keeps up. At least.
I mean, and that frag timing is perfect for CZM. He's able to collect both, with really the only contention being rails, which actually we get 2 good ones from Sparks, but CZM continuing to dominate with the stack, has enough armor to take both of those rails and clean up. Also grabs the yellow, so that leaves not much for Sparks at all.
But I mean, Sparks still did a good job. Like, he did what I suggested that he should do, is hit CZM as he's getting away from RA, did 160 damage with rail, and then did another 100 with rockets. But unfortunately chose a fight that he really shouldn't have, and he died while giving no damage, and CZM still has control here, even after the mega pickup by Sparks.
And part of me is still wondering, why did Sparks let this map slide?
I mean, why didn't he toss it?
Right.
Because he's no good at T4. Like, no good. And he doesn't feel comfortable on DM13.
Nice rail right after the pickup. Another beautiful square rocket from CZM, 12-0 at the moment. We just passed the halfway point. And I don't know, comeback-wise, I mean, I think at this point, are we in the miracle range yet? Because I don't see anything in CZM's play that indicates that he's going to really, throw something away. That was a nice rocket from Sparks, but even after the red, CZM is able to survive the rail with 9 health. So again, Sparks is, after these 25s, Sparks will have a tough hill to climb once more.
And CZM knocked down to a single point of health. Oh, Sparks on the board. So yeah, you were right there, Ralph. I mean, the control only lasting for a couple minutes more, but this is 1 for Sparks. And frankly, I mean, CZM's lead is just insane right now.
Yeah, but Sparks has almost 200, so if he manages to play smart and not get desperate, I don't know.
Yeah, his railgun accuracy has been shooting up, while CZM's has gone from 50% to about a 33% at the moment. Sparks has gone to nearly a 50%, and he has hit some pretty critical rails in the last couple of seconds. Nice nades! That's 2 nades to Sparks' face as he cleans up for the frag. That's a second frag, and Mega in red armor will be his for the taking. Although CZM's going to try to do damage here, and Sparks actually unable to get in on red. Nice coverage by CZM. Even as a fairly weak spawn here, he still puts out a lot of damage. Sparks is able to finally collect that red, though, so he's back in pretty good shape. CZM is quite hurt after his respawn.
Indeed he is, but Sparks taking enough damage after that last fight to where he kind of has to back off of this next Mega a little bit. I mean, this Mega is going to be almost everything for him. He's still 10 frags down. It's going to be tricky for him, but he's late on the timing. He's not in position. He's looking for a red armor, but that's going to leave Mega up, and CZM can frankly move on into that without taking any real damage. And that is going to be the toe hold that CZM needs to take to stack right back away from Sparks. And so I don't see control for Sparks lasting much longer. I mean, this is going to be a time for CZM to push in.
One thing that I'm noticing...
Well, I mean, what Paul should do right now... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Raph.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, alright, but what Paul should do right now, since RA is coming up now, he should just stay around the top of YA area and play with rockets defensively. I mean, he's got a nice lead. Mega's coming up. If he would have stayed over there and taken no damage, he probably could have moved in to attack Mega or steal it possibly, but now he's got low health. Sparks is going to rush in and probably go after the kill here rather than the red.
Yeah, 4 health, 54 as CZM picks up a pair of 25s, but he's still been on the run. He's not quite able to get the strafe jump around the across the top of the map. One thing I'm noticing is that when CZM was in control, he put a lot of hurt on this yellow armor area, whereas Sparks pretty much has given CZM that yellow almost all match long. And so it means that, say for this Mega, yeah, CZM can't get it, but he has enough armor. Oh my god, beautiful rails! CZM has enough armor to fight, though. And now he's just regained, and I think that was the nail in the coffin moment right there.
Yeah, it's definitely over. There is no coming back.
I mean, Rafa, what do you think about that, kind of essentially giving that yellow away to CZM for free? Because I really see that as a ticket back in.
Well, I mean, Sparks probably thought, look, I've got control of red finally. If I let this up, there is no chance that I'm coming back. So that's probably why, he was taking red as much as possible and then trying to force himself into fights, which I can understand. But the big thing is CZM tried to make sure that YA and RA were up at the same time, so that if he needed to back off, he could grab YA safely while Sparks would grab red armor. Yeah. So I think that's why you would see most often that it would be like Sparks would just give it to him, when really it was just CZM making sure that the timing was split.
And he delays his spawn sword with him. Yeah, go ahead, John.
A little bit, but Sparks right now, I mean, he's going to be running out of this thing with... Actually, I got to hand it to him. I mean, 4 frags against CZM on a map like Aerowalk, a very tall order indeed, but with the final 30 seconds of this thing winding down, Sparks is going to be down 1 map. It's going to have 1 more chance in this thing in order to go to New York. CZM A lot of comments about his accuracies, but right now, I mean, he's only got about a 36% railgun accuracy, but he's been controlling so much of the map with wherever he is with so much spam, and a lot of it has been connecting, so a lot of it has just been keeping Sparks in whatever metaphorical corner he's in, and that has been giving him so much of this match. 17-4 final score.
Yeah, 17-4.
Yeah, he definitely played the map so much better.
And, you know, railgun-wise, they both had a nice string of impressives. I think Sparks, honestly, really call vote server. Sparks had, you know, some great railguns that kind of gave him opportunities in Aerowalk, and I'm wondering how much that's going to come into play as we move elsewhere. We're going to go put up a new server because we're going to try to keep the pings as even as possible. What are your thoughts, Steve-O and Rafa, on dismemberment as the next stop?
Well, for the majority of the time, the game will probably be pretty defensive. If somebody manages to get a big stack on RA, what they'll tend to do is either A, stream towards the bottom, towards Mega, and start to initiate fights there if they can at the railgun, or they'll rocket jump from the red area and dart to YA to try and control 2 items at once. So the big interesting plays will be at red armor and Mega, though, since they're like vulnerable, like to pick up. You could take a lot of damage exiting and entering the area. So it'll be interesting to see who sets up the better traps and manages to control their sides of the map better.
Yeah, I completely agree. This map is almost totally about traps, with you know, Mega sitting there wide out in the open, and RA being in that nice little like caged-in area. The guy who ends up setting the better traps is going to win this game.
And actually, that might give sway to some of Sparks' you know, ability to kind of nail in T7 so much. He might be wanting to slow this game down. CZM, he might not be willing to play that kind of ball, though. I mean, this is the kind of map where you can play it slow, but if the other guy wants to go aggressive, I mean, there's enough room on the map where the aim can really, really nail into you. So this will be a lot less spam from CZM, and this is where we'll really be able to get a good reading of, okay, well, where's his aim at tonight?
Alright, so the server is up, and both players are on it. Hopefully everyone's connecting and happy. Yeah, so this could very well be the last map of the night. It's all on Sparks to, I don't know, get something to connect here, because CZM currently enjoying a very handsome win on Aerowalk just moments ago. So, this is, this map has a nice little plane ticket attached to it. Letting him know that we are all set. Sparks is ready. And once again, CZM is playing on new hardware. It seems to be serving him well. This time, though, the ping's advantages have switched, and we got Sparks at about a 50 ping and CZM at about a 75. Matt.
Yeah.
Alright, but here we go. CZM versus Sparks, map 2 here on Dismemberment. Rafa, why don't you take us away?
Alright, well, I'm following CZM right now, and oh, right here, if he can manage to get some damage in, but he can't. It's really bad for him, because Sparks now has Mega and red armor, but the thing is, they'll come up right around the same time. RA's going to come up around 35, 38 for Mega, so if he plays this right, gets some weapons, maintain some position, and then he should just find where Sparks is in between and do some damage. And then he could take red and be okay, or Mega.
And he goes back for a
Sparks doesn't have a rail yet.
Yeah, he goes back for a second grab of the lightning gun. You may not need any of that ammo.
Good damage.
Yeah, yeah. So he gets away with 48 health and does collect Mega. So that does work out pretty well for him. Sparks at 100-100. Sparks finally getting in on a lightning gun. Still no rail.
And now he finally has a rail gun.
Yeah, there's finally the jump for it, but right now Sparks, I'm not exactly sure that he knows where CZM is going to be making this play from. That bit of rocket splash is going to be enough for Sparks to get the inkling on it, but being backed up against the wall, CZM is going to be able to tie this back up, taking red armor, and now with 8 seconds left to Mega health, I mean, CZM's still down below this, but a quick teleporter up. This is going to be a tough fight for him. I mean, Sparks really has to make some damage here. But no, he's going to get caught up against the geometry. CZM nailing into him with the lightning.